right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Craft Show. We're so excited today to have Heidi the artist with us. Um, Heidi is joining us from Pemberton, up in the Sea to Sky area.
Hi, Wally. It's great to be here. My name is Heidi Denessen, and I live in Pemberton, like you said, Pemberton BC, just north of Whistler. And I'm just in my studio right now, which is a part of my home. And I'm an artist, a designer, and an art teacher. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
Amazing. And how long have you lived up in the Pemberton area?
Yeah, so my husband and I, we built a house here and we moved in December 2019. So we haven't been here all that long, but we did live in Whistler for a chunk of years prior to that. And I actually had lived in Pemberton about 20 years ago. So we kind of left and came full circle. So we're really enjoying it here. It's lovely. Still have strong connections to Whistler, but
Of,
yeah.
of course, and I think that's where we may have first met in Whistler with
That's
all
right.
our involvement in the farmers markets.
The farmers market.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Great community of people that we all met there. It was great.
for sure. And it looks like you're in your new studio space now.
I am. I am. Yeah. It's I've got my painting wall behind me here. So that's where I put up my new panels to get going on and create there. And then I've got, yeah, just a nice space. It's not huge, but it's all I need, and it's far more than I've ever had. So I feel really, really lucky to not be working from the dining room table anymore.
I hear you on that one. When did you first discover you had the ability to create art? Because I always wonder, like, what it's like in the mind when you're discovering that.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's fun. Because I don't think about these things very often. But I would say, like, the distinct time for me was going into high school. Yeah, when I graduated from high school, I took a year off, went traveling with my best friend, and I just, yeah, I didn't quite. I thought I was going to go to UVic and just do, I don't know what I was going to take, and then I just decided to go to art school. So I applied to Emily Carr and I got in, and that's well. At first, I went to the studio art program at Cap College in North Van, and then I transferred to Emily Carr. So yeah, it just kind of, my parents really encouraged me, which I know a lot of people don't have that. So I feel really lucky that they pushed me in that direction. And so that's sort of how it all unfolded for me.
You mentioned you grew up in North Vancouver, and you're now in the Sea to Sky corridor. I guess one question that comes to mind is, what inspires you about the region?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I've always used landscape, the local landscape. So whether that be, coastal BC, because yeah, I grew up on the North Shore, grew up in West Van, spent a lot of time on the water, boating up the coast to Desolation Sound and in the summers and camping. I mean, how can you not be inspired, right, by this unbelievable beauty around us? And yeah, it's just always been it's always been the root of what I've gone back to. I have done portraiture, and who knows, I may go out and do that again at some point, but I somehow seem to just be rooted in this place, and that's what shows up in my imagery. But it's funny because when I'm painting, I do think, and I think maybe this is true for most artists, is no matter what I'm painting, the subject matter, it in a way, they're sort of just self-portraits of your inner world, right? Like, so I'm interpreting the outer world in a way that maybe I can't even describe why I'm interpreting it that way, but it's just a part of who I am.
I'm wondering how it feels for you when you see someone else discovering their
Oh
artistic.
my gosh, so exciting. It's full circle for me. Like, I am trying to share these things with other people, but then I get inspired back from that. So I really love it. I really love it. And it makes me look at what I do with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, it's definitely a gift, and I like the balance. Like I meant it's a gift. I meant it's a gift to have that
Oh,
come
yeah, yeah.
back to me, not not
No,
I have a gift.
I get it. I get what you do have a gift, actually.
Well, no, but that's not
Uh,
what I meant.
no, I know. So one of the things that I know people have been missing over the last year is actually traveling. Do you think art can help us kind of stay grounded and almost travel when we can't at the moment?
100% I agree with everything that you just said. I was actually just sort of thinking about that this morning, and um during like we've always lived with art because we have our own art, and then we have some relationships with artists, so like we've been lucky enough to have that in our homes, and it just sort of happened. We didn't have to think, I'm going to go out and buy artwork, right? So but when we moved and the walls were bare for quite some time before we had unpacked everything, I was actually really surprised at how it affected how I felt, just being in a very like monochromatic space that was missing the personality, missing our personal items. And when we rehung the art, it was just like, oh my gosh, like yes, I need this. Like this is non-negotiable. I have to have this in my life. And so yeah, it just really reinforced for me like how powerful it is to live with art. And I truly believe that art is for everybody, that it's not just for gazillionaires, that it you can go out and you can find like affordable art from, depending on, just start collecting, right? Like little pieces from local artists, or when you're traveling, like you said, and you just build a collection over time. And it doesn't have to be, there's no rules, just buy what you like, buy what speaks to you, and it'll just bring so much joy to your life and to your home. And like you said, yeah, because we're not all traveling right now, it just it takes you places, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned joy because I noticed on your website that's one of your goals or your ambitions is to bring joy into people's lives. So, um, and I'm getting a bit emotional when you're speaking because I was thinking when you were talking about traveling and art of the just the little tiny pieces that I've kind of collected over the years, either at a park in Mexico City or the street in Brazil or up in Whistler, and it is truly amazing how it evokes those emotions and brings them back.
It's like it's no different than how we all know music can make us feel, or amazing food, right? So it I do truly believe art is for everybody. And I think that we've been sort of taught that it's not, that you kind of have to like get it or know what it's all about, or I don't know, be a part of that world. And we don't. It's just go with your heart. And if you see something and it's in your budget, go for it. You won't regret it. You're gonna have it forever, right? So when you think, we can go out for a dinner and enjoy every moment of it, but then it's over. But when you have that art piece, and it'll take you back. It'll instantly take you back to where you got it, which is a really cool thing.
So Heidi, how do you think art can help us all as we go through these crazy times we've been going through over the last year?
Well, that's a good question. And I think it's never become clearer to me the importance of living with art and actually giving yourself the time to maybe learn how to paint. So one thing I talk a lot about in my classes is that even when I was a teenager and I didn't realize it, it's a form of active meditation. So I think that's why I always came back to it, because it just naturally calms you. It's, the same feeling you get when you're doing anything where you're in the flow and you forget about time and you're just in the moment. So more than ever now, I think probably we all need that, right, as a stress reliever. So it's a great time to take up a new hobby and learn something new like that.
Can you talk a little bit about your style and technique when it comes to painting and some of the mediums?
Sure, yeah. So I almost exclusively paint on wood panels. I prefer that to canvas because it's a rigid surface and it allows me to do different techniques. I paint in layers and acrylic paint layers. So I'll do a layer, let it dry. I'll often sand it and scratch it up and then paint again and sand it. And you can't really do that in the same way on canvas. So that's why I prefer the wood panel. And I also will often draw on them and use like charcoal and pencil. So these are the little, this is an example of just a little panel. And they have a nice edge to them that I always paint. And I finish it with a Payne's gray or dark paint. And then I just put a wire in here. So when you receive your painting, you don't have to frame it. It's just ready to go. So I really like working with these panels. And yeah, I do all different sizes from like 8x8 up to like the big one behind me and bigger. So
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about the different things that you paint and the different products that you create?
yeah, so over the last 10 years, I started taking my artwork and figuring out how to have it printed onto fabrics and use it in different clothing items and housewares. So like I've got this is my new little zipper pouch that can be used as a little clutch. And it's printed, you can just open it up, nice little handy pouch, and it's printed with my fireweed paintings. This is a popular print of mine. And then I've got some housewares, like I've got this pillow, things like that. And then I do have, I've done quite a few like leggings in the past and some women's clothing items. And I've little kimonos and skirts and things like that. So it's just been a fun way. It's like another way to bring art into your life, right? You can wear it or have it in your home. So
All right. So one thing that I know that Dan and I have missed over the past year is the day-to-day interactions with fellow makers and the market community. Can you talk a little bit about the community and what it means to you?
yeah, so yes, I miss everyone so much. I miss my fellow vendors like you guys and everybody at the Whistler Farmers Market and at all the shows. And then of course I also miss seeing my customers in person. So I just feel so grateful for my customers who have followed me online, and have remained so loyal throughout the year. And I know that a lot of us have felt that love, right? That if people have really done their best to support artisans and small business. So that's really amazing. But yeah, I can't wait to be able to see people again. It's going to be great.
Awesome. And I understand that you've got you're running some classes now, and you've got some exciting new things happening. So, would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. So about a month ago, I launched my online art studio. So it's called Heidis Art Studio, and it's linked. My website is HeidiTheArtist.ca, and there's a link to the art studio through that. And so basically what it is, it's like, imagine if you were in person in a real art studio in the real world. I sort of imagined it like that. So you'd have the workshop. There's three sections of it. There's the workshop, the resource, and the lounge. So in the workshop, I upload painting classes that I've filmed, and then supporting things like the supply lists and extra exercises that you can do. And then in the resource, there's like links to cool art related websites and Instagram accounts and books. And then in the lounge, there's a chat box so members can ask questions of each other or of me if they're stuck on a part of their painting. And we do a live Zoom weekly meetup. So again, like I want people to know that I'm there for them. So they might be halfway through their painting project and really be stuck on something. So we meet up on Wednesday nights, and if you want, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can log on and ask your question. So I really just wanted to offer art classes that were accessible no matter where you are, because you can do it on your own time from your home. I wanted it to be affordable, and it's for beginners. If you've painted before, you can by all means join, but you don't have to have painted before ever. I have members who are absolutely new to it. And it's geared towards adults or teens, so ages 12 and up are more than welcome.
So if people are wanting more information or to buy some of your artwork, or to sign up for some of your classes, how would they go about doing that?
Right. So the best way is just to visit my online shop. It's Heidi'sArt.ca. And there you will find, I've got a spiffy new website that I've just come out with this spring. And it includes my online shop for my original artwork, all of my art printed products, and then my online art studio. So I ship worldwide for my physical products. And I offer free delivery in Pemberton and Whistler. So yeah, feel free to check it out. I've got some, got lots of fun stuff there, and there's always new items arriving monthly.
So what advice would you give to an artist that is just starting out? And if you could start all over again, would you do anything differently, or would you stay the same course?
Really good question. I don't have any regrets, because that's life, right? It's just the journey. Yeah. But I do think that I would say go for it, go all in, and do it from a young age before you have tons of financial responsibility. So like when you're just starting out, right, and you're maybe not making a lot of money from it or whatever, do that when you're young and free, and you can maybe support yourself also with a part-time job or whatever. And but I would say, like, don't doubt yourself, don't second guess yourself, and go all in, and don't do what you think other people want you to do. Just do your thing. And if you do that and you stick to it, that's I think where you're going to find success.
So do you have anything else you'd like to share with our Craft Show viewers?
Yes. So to all you amazing viewers, if you would like to visit my shop, I'd just like to offer you guys a discount code. So for 15% off all physical products in store, you simply type in the code at checkout, Craft Show. So all lowercase and all one word.
Thanks so much. That's amazing. And it's been so awesome chatting with you today. We've both missed seeing you at the markets, and we cannot wait until we can all hang out in person again one of these days soon.
Well, I feel exactly the same way. It was so great to see you, Wally and Dan. I know you're behind the camera there, so thank you for launching this awesome endeavor of yours, Craft Show. I think it's like really cool. So thank you so much. I'm honored that you had me on.
If you like this episode, please be sure to subscribe, share, and give it a big thumbs up. Join us again as we continue the journey to share many of Canada's makers and crafters with you. Thanks so much. See you next time. Perfect.
Giving you a virtual hug, and here's Rob.
I'm getting all shy.